Well, the scene will look like this across the Avalon today, but the 7-day forecast is a bit more promising. We are gonna get to that. Also, we saw lots of heavy rainfall across the nation's capital yesterday. We did see some localized flooding within southern Quebec. We're still dealing with this system working its way across eastern Canada, so I'll show you where the thunderstorm risk will be. As we started off the weekend, Friday evening, the skies were lighting up across Alberta, but the biggest weather story across the west is not going to be weather you can see, but more weather you can feel. We're going to talk about those heat warnings, and of course, one of the biggest international weather headlines is Beryl. When will it officially reach hurricane status again, and when will it make its third landfall? All the weather headlines coming at you right now. It's Sunday. It's July the 7th, and yes, we certainly have a hot forecast across Western Canada and an active forecast across the east, but still lots of ample time to get outside, go for a swim, book a tea time, enjoy a picnic at the park. The weather's still looking good for many Canadians. You just got to keep hydrated, keep the sunscreen on. Beautiful day today to head out to the Stampede. Wonderful conditions in the Queen City and Regina, 25 degrees, Saskatoon at 25. A little bit more unstable in Winnipeg. I'll show you that thunderstorm potential. And look at this, out on the island, 29 degrees in Victoria. That is a hot forecast for Victoria, and you can see the interior of BC certainly heating up. As we have this heat dome slowly inching into southern BC and southern Alberta, yes, heat warnings are in place. I'll show you that in a second. It also has increased the fire situation across Alberta. So what we are looking at here is the potential for some of that smoke to drift out of the Fort Nelson area, out of the Fort McMurray region, and then travel down in towards Saskatchewan and even throughout Manitoba. So you may sort of notice that haze in the sky, that reddish hue, sunrise and sunset. That's some of the smoke particles that you are seeing in the atmosphere. Now, these heat warnings, they now officially include Metro Vancouver, interior of BC, blanketed in those, Alberta, Calgary, Edmonton, you're included, even all the way up towards high level. Heat warnings are in place. You do have a stable forecast. You're not worried about thunderstorms across BC and Alberta. No rain in the forecast either. So Mother Nature not really helping to cool anything down. Where we're still looking at some action is basically as a cold front swings across places like Regina, Brandon, and Winnipeg, and that will be happening later on this afternoon and then in towards tonight. So as we look at this cold front here, it's the trigger in the atmosphere to set off some thunderstorms. Brandon likely to see it late afternoon, Winnipeg closer to the dinner hour, and then that also moves into the northwest of Ontario too, places like Dryden and Kenora. And it does look like into Monday afternoon, Winnipeg could see another round of thunderstorms, and then that could cross the provincial border and head into northwestern Ontario again. So we're going to hold on to some of that instability. As we look at those temperatures into Monday, 30s are back for Alberta, Grand Prairie at 31, Medicine Hat, Edmonton, Lethbridge, Jasper, 30s in the forecast, Saskatoon getting really close to that. We're still cooler in Winnipeg at 25, but holding on to that instability. And we're going to look at that hot forecast remaining with this area of high pressure down stateside pumping in a lot of that hot air across Western Canada. So look at some of these numbers here. Osoyoos gets up to 39 on Monday. Tuesday, that could be the first 40 of the season. You can see that heat holding into Wednesday. Friday, it looks like temperatures sort of level off a little bit. Places like Victoria, Tofino, way more comfortable. Now, another top story we're going to continue to follow is, of course, the thunderstorm potential across eastern Canada. Fredericton in that risk for some severe storms. You can see the numbers into this afternoon.